Hey there, friends. Welcome to the Comic Kaiser Show. It's great to have you here today, and it's great to have yet another fantastic guest with us today. Today we are in this workshop of some sort. Got all this fancy equipment around, or I don't know if there's a better term to use, but, junk. But yeah, today I'm here with a friend of mine from college. We studied at Cedarville University, both on the track team during at least my tenure here. Was a mid-distance runner. God help you, be with you. And he's initially from Sterling, Massachusetts. Right. And he graduated from, Wachusett. Wachusett. Wow, I should just, wow, they just put Massachusetts and put Wa in front of it. Regional high school.
It's Native American, you know?
Oh, pardon my bigotry. He is a mechanical engineer major, a current senior, slated to graduate in the spring of 2021. Fingers crossed for a real commencement. And he also, for fun, likes to climb various mountains and kind of is one of those PC building kind of people. So I'd like to introduce Chris Landadio. Welcome to the show. Feel free to get close to the mic. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
Oh, it's great to have you. Great to have you. So we're going to get started with the warm-up. First question. If you suddenly became a master of woodworking, what would you make?
Probably just tables.
Tables?
Like nice tables. Like tables are good to put things on. Or shelves. I'm a big fan of shelves. People that know me, I do like shelves. Placing things, displaying things.
Gotcha. You're not going to be like Professor Kinzinger and start building bikes or something.
Oh,
Isn't he into that?
He does build bikes, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
There you go. Hey, as long as you get that sometimes, right? All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
I give myself a solid 8.
An 8? Thank you for not saying 10. Why do you give yourself an 8?
I'm pretty confident.
Pretty confident.
Yeah.
You know how to drive stick?
No. I don't know how to do that,
Okay.
but if you're not a confident driver, it's just not good for anyone on the road.
The self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
fingers crossed. But
fingers crossed.
no accidents yet.
Not yet? Okay, well.
I have a pretty good track record. I've driven a few miles here and there.
At least there's that, you know. There you go. What would you say is the most annoying habit that other people have?
Annoying habit?
Yes. Oof.
I don't even know. I just ignore people if they have annoying habits.
Okay. Usually people say people chew with their mouth open. That's kind of a favorite.
I guess that is annoying.
But, if you got nothing. Mine is when people don't answer my questions. Just kidding.
I'll just deflect.
Gosh, you could run for public office.
Actually I do. People that are overly enthusiastic. Some people are just too happy, and it gives off just bad vibes. I don't like it.
You go to Cedarville. How does that?
It just gives off disingenuous energy. Maybe it's just because I'm from the Northeast, but
people are very rude up there.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm thinking more like New York, but
it's just a different culture. I like it better up there. People are too nice here.
That's interesting. At least in Cedarville. Ohio, it depends on what part you're in, but
that's true.
But Cedarville is a very nice, happy place. I love it, or loved it. What pets did you grow up with?
I had a cat, and then we've had dogs my entire life. So
Dogs.
Just one dog.
What's
at one time?
His or her? Oh, at one time. Oh.
Yeah. So we pretty much always have a German Shepherd. Right now, his name is Shadow.
Shadow.
Yeah, it's our third dog in my lifetime.
But
then we've only had one cat. But dogs are the way to go.
Respect that. All right, so now I'm getting into kind of some of the audience questions. So for those of you who follow me at Comic Kaiser on Instagram, I put out a poll for guest questions. Feel free to give that page a follow, if you want to put some questions on there. First question comes from actually my sister, Morgan Kaiser. Don't think you've ever met have you even met my brother before?
I've seen him.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I thought he was you a couple times.
Fair enough. So she's asking, who was the best Spider-Man?
The best Spider-Man? I've only seen the new Spider-Mans.
Really? Really? Got Gen Z over here. You haven't even seen Tobey Maguire or?
I mean, I've seen him in clips on YouTube, but I've never seen the movie. Can you give me a multiple choice?
So there's Tobey Maguire, then there's Andrew Garfield, and then there's Tom Holland. Those are
I
like
like Tom Holland.
I do like Tom Holland. He's not OG Spider-Man to me, but
he's happy. He's chipper. He's new.
he has a good upbeat attitude.
Yeah, I hate
and that's
it.
why you like. It's like, and that's why you like it. I mean, don't want to start any fights here, but okay. Nah, it's a little different on the screen than in person, and in a terrible situation, it's like you should be a little mad about this, don't you think? But all right, so now I got some from someone I went to high school with. Her name's Hallie Cole. She's asking, mushrooms on pizza or not?
I don't like mushrooms, so no.
Good choice. Good choice. What's your favorite pun?
Pun?
Pun.
The dumber, the better. If it makes me groan, I don't know if any. Like I can't think of one.
You can't think of one right on the spot.
But if it's dumb, I like it.
Gotcha. All right. I think I saw one last night. It was oh man, I was working last night, and I will bring candy onto the floor just to share with associates. It kind of helps them get through the night. And I had Laffy Taffy in my pocket, and they have jokes on those, and there's a really good one that made me laugh, but I don't remember. It had something to do with like, never mind. I think it was like, what did the musician get at the dentist? It was like a gigabyte or something. I was like, what?
Some of them are a stretch, like, but you know.
Yeah, it made me laugh, and my PAs were like, "You're an idiot." I was like, whatever.
Good place to find dumb puns? TikTok.
My goodness, yes. I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't have a TikTok, so.
Should look into it before it's banned.
Oh, gosh. Maybe. Next one. What's your go-to Starbucks drink?
Something that doesn't taste like coffee. So I don't like coffee. Whatever that vanilla like milkshake thing is. What's it called?
Oh, gosh. I'm not very up to date.
Vanilla bean something. If it doesn't taste like coffee, I'll drink it.
So their water is pretty good.
I do like water.
Water is a very solid drink. I kind of wish I had some right now, but they turned off all the drinking fountains here.
It's the only things I drink: water and spicy water. You didn't hear that from me.
I did not hear anything. All right. What's your favorite piece of clothing that you own or / have owned?
I have like just a North Face just jacket. It's very warm. I love wearing it hiking because it's small, but it's also like just warm. Keeps me warm. Big fan of that. And I think I look good in it, so.
Look good. You look great in everything, honey.
Oh.
What's worth spending more on to get the best?
Wait, what?
What is worth spending more on to get the best? So like you wouldn't like buy a low quality thing, you'd spend like over the top money on some to get the best.
Probably a camera lens.
Lens?
Yeah, lenses are definitely worth the money because like the bodies you can always replace as like the technology improves, but lenses pretty much last forever. So
unless you drop them.
You get one good lens that could last you pretty much forever. I would say spend the money on the lens.
That's a pretty long time. Not as long as 5 ever, but 4 ever is still a pretty long time. Just like whatever. All right, what if your childhood had a smell? What would it be?
I don't know. Maybe just my grandparents' house, kind of like the old person house smell.
Oh, yay, old people. That's a
like the basement. I don't know. Is it musty?
Musty.
No. Just like
crusty.
I don't know. No, like good old basement smell. I do like that smell.
I'm glad you enjoy it. What is something you'd look down on someone for doing? Doesn't necessarily have to be like a absolutely like abhorrent trait, but it's like someone does this and it's like, oof.
Maybe bullying people. I don't like people bullying
we're
people.
not gonna get along very well. I do that all the time.
I mean,
all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
Big bully. All right. What age?
Or hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy?
I mean, everyone's kind of guilty of it, but really grinds my gears sometimes, you know?
Fair enough. What age do you wish you could permanently be?
19.
19. Oh,
I
what's
mean,
so
I
special?
haven't really experienced very many years beyond 21,
I was just about to ask.
which
aren't
is
you-
0 years beyond that. But I mean, so far it's been pretty good. But I feel like if you're 19, you still have a decent amount of knowledge, but like you're still a teenager. So if you do anything, people are like, wow. I'm impressed
That's
and not,
true.
oh, you're expected to do that.
That's the nice thing about being young is that young people were full of potential, whereas once you get older, it's like, yeah, you had your potential. Like you could be anything, and you do something. It's kind of nice. Oh wow, not that everybody our age is stupid, but people have like a low expectation for our generation. So whatever. What is something considered a luxury you couldn't live without?
Like something that I can't live.
That's considered a luxury.
I mean, I guess my phone, like having a good phone.
That is considered a luxury.
Yeah,
Phone and air conditioner tend to be the two popular
Ooh.
answers.
Air conditioning is really nice, especially when you've driven a car during the summer without it. I'm gonna go with my phone though. I'm pretty helpless without my
Yeah.
phone. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty Gen Z answer to give, but
That's fair. No, I use it all the time for work,
Yeah.
for life. I mean, every time I leave the house, I call it the Trinity of Essentials. My phone, wallet, and keys. Like
Yeah.
I freaking need
just do
those.
the pocket sweep.
Yep. If I'm missing one, I'm in trouble.
Now you need your mask, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got it right here. So
We're 6 feet
I
apart,
did
right?
wear one. Sure. Yeah. 6
If you,
feet.
if you believe in
I
that.
don't even know what inches are, so feet is kind of a hard time. All right, now we're getting to our conspiracy question, then we'll wrap it up. Was 9/11 an inside job?
No.
No?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
man, I was hoping you'd go on this rant.
No. I mean, they definitely knew something was coming, but I mean, I don't know about 9/11, like the full extent of it.
Gotcha.
I'd say that's a pretty hard stretch, 9/11 inside job.
Gotcha.
Other stuff, I don't know. There's some conspiracy theories you could definitely ascribe to, though. Like subscribe.
All right, to wrap it up, what is the best compliment you have ever received?
Best compliment. Probably like me and my friends, we hiked this like giant mountain, and like we spent like a good portion of like the early morning in the dark, and then all day, and then all afternoon we came down, and like we would pass these two people, and they're like, "Wow, you guys went up and down in one day," and they're like, "That's some real man stuff," and I was like, "That just made it all worth it."
Man stuff, being a man.
It wasn't stuff, but it was. I don't know how. Can I swear on this podcast?
It's up to you. I don't care. Some
They're like-
man shit.
Yeah, they're like, "That's some real man shit," and I was like,
Thank you.
"Yes, it was."
Much appreciated. No, it does. I can believe that feels pretty good.
It was a good day.
Show. All right. Well, congratulations. You survived the warm up and without much of a scratch, I'm sure. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, we're going to take a brief commercial break, mention our sponsor, and then we'll be back to hear more from Chris Landadio.
Richard Head here with another amazing product. With all this coronavirus that's infecting our country, we've discovered a cure, COVID-X. With our patented blend of herbs, spices, and dish detergent, it's guaranteed to cure not only coronavirus, but COVID-19 as well. Watch as COVID-X cures my own personal case of COVID-19. Cough, cough. Never felt better. But wait, there's more. Order within the next 90 minutes, and you get a free case of Covich absolutely free.
Warning, side effects may include but are not limited to vomiting, increased sickness, dying, and worst of all, everyone knowing you're an idiot for drinking toilet bowl cleaner. COVID-X is not for everyone, or really anyone when you think about it. Call your doctor if you are actually considering taking this product, and when we say doctor, we mean psychiatrist. Don't take COVID-X if you actually have coronavirus, COVID-19, or any other disease.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's great to have you here. It's great to have Chris here with us this nice afternoon. And yeah, we just got through the warm-up, so I guess we'll just kind of continue our discussion. So honestly, one of the biggest reasons why I actually wanted to talk to you today is in June of 2021, I am actually currently planning a trip out to Tanzania, Africa, to go and climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
That's sweet.
And I know you are someone who has experience with climbing said hills, not exactly like that, but I am kind of in my beginning of training phase and all that. So I figured, I see this guy who climbs all these hills and stuff. I'm like, why not sit down and have a discussion with him? So in case you had that phase where you're like, why would Wade want to talk to me right now? Well, if you want to justify low confidence, that would be the ticket. But I still want to talk to you because, we always got along pretty good. But anyway, I don't know. For someone, I've never done it before. So, I mean, of course, we'll delve more into, like, your previous climbing experience, but kind of look at it through that lens of, hey, like, I don't know what exactly I'm doing. I mean, I can wing it.
What should you be looking at? What you're coming at? Yeah.
Exactly. So that's kind of one reason why I was like, yeah, we'll do two birds with one stone. I want to have you on my podcast anyway for a while, so do that as well. So just kind of think of it through that lens.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's gonna ask you off the bat, let's just kind of go straight at it from the start. Someone say, hey, I'm gonna do this. What would you say is the first thing that will come to your mind to say, hey, like, I would prep this, do that, blah, blah, blah. We'll delve into the stories that you've had later, but I just kind of want to get that on the surface. Like, what do you got?
I would get your cardio up, like, to the best you can, because hiking, it's a slow grind, but especially things like Kilimanjaro, it's the altitude that's going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever been to, like, Colorado or, like,
not.
anywhere high altitude?
I've been to Ohio.
And once you get above, like, 8,000 feet, stuff gets really hard. Like, so like if you're fit here, you go there and like the first few days you're gonna be like really sucking wind.
Mm-hmm.
So I think how high is Kilimanjaro? Like 15, 16.
I should probably do better research.
12. I don't know.
Oh, I have Wi-Fi here. Okay, let me
Yeah,
let me check.
Either way, I know it's definitely some high altitude stuff. So that combined with you're probably going to be carrying somewhat of a heavy pack.
Yes.
Although, do you have porters on that? I'm not really sure.
There will be, yes.
Yeah.
It is 1,245 meters or 4,084 feet.
I think that's probably gain. What's the actual elevation of the summit?
My goodness.
Right,
18,000 feet.
There you go. So that is pretty high. Once you get above that 8,000 foot mark, you're really going to start feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
So your legs become fatigued much easier. You'll be breathing heavy. So get your cardio up as good as you can. Go out and hike small hills with like a pack or something.
Is there any good hills around here to hike?
No, I mean there's a gorge down the street. There's
the
some good
gorge and
hills.
India Mound.
I mean, I guess you could use a stair stepper. My friend that went to Peru, he said that helped a little bit.
The
just put on
stepper.
Yeah, and like the gym, so just put on a pack, do a couple stairs. Altitude's really weird though. Like, it's like the only way to do it is just like to get there and acclimatize a little bit. So like when you get there, you're not just gonna go like straight to the top. You're gonna like go take your time, go slow.
Yeah, it's like a not entirely 2-week process, but it's a few.
I mean,
it's a few days.
That should be plenty of time. You really only start getting like sick and really fatigued is if like you do it fast, or you come from like nothing and then go to like everything. Because I've done that a few times, like gone from like 0 to 14,000 in like under like 24 hours, and it's not ideal. You really start getting sick, feeling not great.
So like your body you just start like feeling lightheaded, or
yeah, lightheaded, super fatigued, tired, throbbing headaches. So that's like the early onset of like AMS, which is altitude, something like that, mountain sickness essentially.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and it's not a big deal at lower altitudes, like under 20,000, but you can pass out if you're not like used to it. So definitely take your time. But
gotcha. How would you compare it to the 800? That's kind of as long as I go, right?
What?
The 800.
Oh, it's less painful because that's the difference between like running and like hiking. Is because hiking you can stop whenever you want and take a break, and that makes a big difference. Whereas running, it's like you go and you're not. If you stop, it's not really good during a race.
I've been told it's a different type of cardio. Like
it's a slow burn.
Slow burn.
Yeah, so it's you're not gonna feel as like straight pain, but it's gonna be kind of like a dull ache more. You're gonna be like, do I really want to keep going?
Gotcha.
But if you're doing it over a course of 2 weeks, you should be fine. You're a young, fit
That's what I'm
Man,
afraid
you know?
of. I guess. I don't know. I think I'm fit. Then I go and do workouts. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened?
But yeah, just getting your cardio as good as you can at low altitude will help at high altitude. Because like I've done both. I've been in like poor cardio and then gone up to altitude, and then like good cardio and gone up to altitude. And it makes a difference.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess thank you. I just kind of curious on that because I don't know. I know I've got some training ahead of me. It's like,
But it'll be
I don't know
it'll be
what I'm-
super fun. That's like one that's like on my list eventually.
are you gonna ever climb Everest?
I don't know if I have that money.
don't
not
need- I
not in the
don't-
near future,
yeah.
but
After reading back in my good old days of being at Cedarville, one of my management classes, they had me read a case study on Everest because there's a lot of leadership principles in it. I don't know if I want to climb Everest. Like, they all died. Well, not all of them, but it was
it's dangerous. And it's also, you get a lot of people that shouldn't be up there.
Mm-hmm.
And you ever see those pictures of like people in like a conga line going up to the summit of Everest? It's like literally just a traffic jam.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty bad.
Mm.
And so, yeah, if you have people that aren't prepared, then it's a risk for them, for you, for the porters, or the Sherpas, I guess.
Yeah,
So-
the Sherpas.
I don't know. They should have some more stringent guidelines on who's allowed to go. But it makes them money, so I don't know if they're going to
As long
do
as you
that
make
anytime
money,
soon.
right? I don't know if I want those guidelines on me. What you looking up there?
I'm just trying to find out what does AMS actually stand for.
PMS? Let me see if I can find it for you. We'll raise AMS.
Acute mountain sickness.
no,
That's
I
what
got-
the word was.
I
I was
got a-
missing.
I got American Meteorological Society or mathematical these freaking societies. It's the algorithm, you know. Join
No.
all these societies, you know.
Yeah, acute mountain sickness. But yeah, bring a little ibuprofen if you get a headache. Pop some of that, you should be fine.
No, pop some LSD.
Can make your hike very, very interesting.
Yes, do like a quick round of like meth and just like hype myself up.
Some people are insane at hiking. I think the record for Kilimanjaro is something insane. It's like under 6 hours,
I just don't
Like,
know how you would
bottom
do
to top.
Like,
and
how do you do that?
People are
You
just
drive it?
the best mountains are the ones you can drive to the top of.
I know, right? It could be like that one guy. I forget his name, but back in like September last year, who ran the marathon in under 2 hours or something. I was like, how-
Kipchoge.
Yeah. I was like, how do you even do that?
It's bonkers. It's like a 4 something around their pace for 26.2.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't even do that
That's-
for one.
I can't do that for one.
I know, right?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like he can have it. He can be the best.
Man, is skin and bones.
I know, right? It ain't worth it. I like to eat too much.
Food's good.
It really is. I'm going to get into a few guest questions here pertaining to mountain climbing. So I got one from another Holly Cole asked from back home. What's your favorite adventure you've ever been on? Details. At least that's
Favorite
maniac
adventure?
details.
There's a lot of good ones.
You brought your list.
I
So
have a
go
few
down your
here.
list, and then we'll find our favorite from there.
I'd say in the recent memory, it was probably Mount Hood. I did that
Mount
with
Hood. That sounds like it's in the inner city.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of Detroit. No, it's in
Oh gosh.
it's in Oregon. It's pretty sweet. All the
Portland.
it's close by, but all the mountains out there, they're all volcanoes. So they're all like nothing's attached to them. They're all just like shooting straight up out of the sky
Oh.
or out of the horizon. So you can see them from like 100 miles away.
Gotcha.
So
That's
they're super imposing, super cool.
probably a rough ascent.
Yeah, so it depends on which one. They're all like glaciated, so lots of cracks. Like just you can just see like nothing. It just goes down, big cracks in the glaciers and everything.
Mm.
So that's a little freaky, but that was fun. So me and two friends got up at I think around midnight.
Who
And
are
then,
they?
Adam Albright and Jeremy Hershey.
I think
They're
I
both
might have
my
met
year.
Jeremy. I think I know.
You probably know. You might
Was
know
he in
Jeremy.
McChesney?
Yeah,
Okay, we've met before.
yeah.
Been a while. But anyway, you went to.
We took a little road trip out there. So get up at midnight, start hiking at 1 from the little Timberline Lodge. And you just start hiking up the ski slopes, actually. So like the bottom of Mount Hood is a year-round ski resort.
Mhm.
So you hike up there, and then once you get to the upper altitudes, it gets pretty steep. So you got to use your some crampons, big foot spikes, right?
Okay.
And then also like an ice axe to hold you on so you don't fall to your death.
All right. There you go. Sure.
So then you just
It's like Modern Warfare 2, right?
it really is. Not as steep, but it's pretty fun. And you go all the way up. It was pretty sketchy at some points because it's not meant to be climbed the end of July, early August because there's not really enough snow. So there was a lot of rock and stuff falling. We probably shouldn't have been up there, but we finished it.
You're
and
here,
it was
so
it
good
was
for you.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
If you're in Colorado though, Capitol Peak, that's a fun one to do. It's a super scenic walk up. Like it's like flat for like 3-4 miles, and you walk through like fields of cows and stuff, and they're just chilling like right next to you. And then you climb up to do like the final like ascent, and it's this knife edge ridge where it's like just like a straight point. It's like you're walking on the edge of a sidewalk, but on either side is like 1,000-foot drops.
Just fall to your death, no big deal.
Yeah, just do that. But like, it's super scary going across the first time, but better going back. And then it's a lot of like scrambling to get up. So it's like climbing, but not quite enough that you need a rope. It's like class 4. Class 5, you need a rope, but class 4 is like as much as you can do without a rope. And so that's just a super sweet hike.
What is this? So this, class that. So what's our ranking here? So one's like a flat surface. 5 is you'll die. There you go. He came prepared. First guest to ever bring a piece of paper with notes and an iPad.
I know class 1 through 3 are basically just kind of like walking, hiking. Class 4 is scrambling, so it's like more dangerous. Class 5 is where all the actual climbing, so like ropes and stuff.
The rest is just fake climbing.
It's all just fake climbing.
Fake climbing. Okay. Is there a class 6?
No, it's all graded within 5, so it goes like 5.1, 2, 3, up to I think 14 or 15.
5.14.
I don't know. I don't rock climb.
I don't write the rules.
I don't rock
just
climb.
follow them.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Class 1 hiking, Kilimanjaro. It says class 1. I don't know about
So amateur hour basically.
Well, yeah, but that's also a long walk. I think it's kind of like how rough the terrain is and how dangerous it is. Like you're not gonna fall to your death on Kilimanjaro. I don't think.
Unfortunate. Just kidding, guys.
Find something more dangerous.
Oh gosh.
Class 2, simple scrambling, occasional use of hands. 3, scrambling, a rope might be carried. 4, simple climbing, often with exposure. A rope is often used. Fall could be fatal. So that's what class 4 is.
Gotcha.
And then 5 is rock climbing begins in earnest. Climbing involves the use of a rope, belaying, and protection. And then it's divided into 5.1 through 5.15, and then that goes into A, B, C, D. But I don't rock climb. I'd like to rock climb someday, but never something I've gotten around to doing.
Maybe do it before you get married, or if you ever get married.
It's a good workout. A lot of friends I have rock climb. It's like takes a lot of strength. You don't realize it till it's like you try it a couple times and it's like,
I mean, that rock wall that's here at Cedarville, like I'm just like, dang, what am I doing here? And it's not even that hard, I'm sure.
It's like it's fatiguing too. Like you don't realize, and then your forearms get sore and everything's sore. But it's cool.
I gotta do more pull-ups.
Oh, my arms are weak.
What about those dips where you're going and like, I feel like I'm getting like, I don't know if crucified is the right word for it, but
just can't breathe. Everything's failing.
Oh my gosh. It's like I can see why like when they were like would crucify people, they'd like break their legs. It's like I can't hold myself up on this.
Not a great way to go.
No. Oh my goodness, no. Anyway, I don't know why I said that.
It was a good tangent.
It was. See, that's what podcasting's all about. It's the tangents.
Yeah, I have no strength in my arms. It's all in the legs.
You heard it here, folks. Hot off the press. Skipped arm day, went straight to leg day.
I mean, that's why I hike, because my legs are good and my arms aren't.
There you go. I got another guest question. This is from Bobby Toning. Did I say that right?
What's up, Bobby?
Bobby, what a man. I'm sure he's great. How have your years of OSU ! Training prepared you for climbing mountains? I don't
That's
know
so
what that,
dumb.
What is even that?
It's a game where you like click circles and stuff to like the beat of music. So it's like it's a rhythm game.
So it has nothing to do with climbing.
Nothing
I
at all.
thought about researching this, but I was like, nah.
It's helped my hand-eye coordination. For climbing, scrambling. That's the best I got.
That's
it has
all
nothing
you got.
To do with it. Bobby's
Is there
a
like
good
an
guy.
inside joke I should know here?
No, we just play it together. He's a friend from high school.
Gotcha, yeah.
We do hikes together and stuff.
You were the only mutual friend when I saw. I was like, okay, now I don't feel as bad for not knowing this person. Okay.
It's a fun game.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Yeah. It's free. You should give it a
Free?
shot.
I'll probably get TikTok before that. You know, we all know that's not happening. What would you say is kind of so special about the experience of all of it? Just like, I don't know, it's kind of like
Of rock
that
climbing or
man
just
shit
mountain.
energy or something, or what?
Yeah, the feeling of just accomplishment. Like getting to the top of a peak is just like amazing. You just get up, you're just on top of the world, and it's so much fun. Good views the whole way. Sometimes the best view isn't always the top of the mountain. On the way, you get like a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of times you find like waterfalls, cool bits of nature, animals. Like in Washington, saw a bunch of mountain goats. Like they were real close. They're probably like 5-6 feet away.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, mountain goats are sweet. See marmots, rabbits, all sorts of interesting things. Good stories, both from good hikes and bad hikes. I've had a very equal amount of amazing hikes and absolutely abysmal ones.
What constitutes as a good hike and a bad hike?
Honestly, some of the bad hikes are like the best ones, though. A good hike, I'd say, is one where I'm not absolutely dead and tired of and like never want to hike again at the end of it. Because there's a lot of hikes where I'm like, I don't ever want to do this again, but I'll be out on the mountain probably the next few days anyways. Because like stuff never goes to plan.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, maybe some say it's poor planning. I don't like to think that, even though it definitely is.
So how exactly would you go about planning for it? You got your gear, you got your cardio or whatever?
Yeah, it's more just like picking the hike, seeing how long it's going to take roughly, how long it is and how much gain, like elevation gain, because that's the thing that really kills you. Because you can walk like 20 miles of flat ground, like no problem. But if you're going up like 7,000 feet, that'll really suck like the energy out of your legs. So those are two things you always look at: the distance, the elevation gain, your weather. Because like I've had hikes that are the weather kind of makes or breaks your hike. Like if it's too hot, if it's nice and overcast, if it's too cold, if there's wind, snow, rain, that'll definitely, especially on some mountains which are pretty dangerous, you don't want to be up there in bad weather or like you probably die. So
have you ever thought of that where you're out there? It's like, if I died right now, no one would ever know. If they did, it's going to take like a few weeks.
I'm usually a little careful, so like I don't think so. I plan a little more. Yeah, I'm
It's
usually
like that
pretty
driving.
confident, but there have been some spots where I'm like, if I fall here, it's less than ideal. Probably wouldn't live.
Never thought of someone falling off a mountain. It's like, this is what I want. Well, someone that's in a good position mentally, at least.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you just have to like turn around. That's one thing. Like, I've had to like learn in the past few years is because like sometimes you're like you go out and you're so gung ho. You're like, I don't care. I'm going to the top no matter what. But you have to like reevaluate at some point and be like, is it really worth it? Is like the risk way higher than the reward? Because
Gotcha.
sometimes it is, and like
High risk, low reward.
yeah, that's it's hard to like get your mind around sometimes, especially if you've like driven far. Like if you've driven 3 hours, 4 hours, 20 hours, which has happened before, just to hike a mountain, and then you're like, so I'm not gonna get to the summit, and then you're like, it's a real mix up there. Because sometimes you just want to push through, and a lot of times you do push through, and sometimes it's not always a great idea.
Gotcha. You just kind of have to take it as a sunk cost. And
Yeah,
move
you're
on.
like, the risk is not worth it.
Gotcha. What's a sign when you're going up and you're like, you know what? I should probably turn back now.
One was earlier this May. So like I was hiking up. The weather was supposed to be like pretty decent, but then it was in the White Mountains, like right on the side of Mount Washington, which has like notoriously bad weather. And so I got up to like the first like kind of stopping point, and like the weather was getting really bad. It was like snowing, 60-mile-an-hour winds ish, maybe like 50, but it was just like pouring into my face. Everything was covered in like a thin layer of ice, and I had like just a jacket and no like good like traction, like micro spikes or crampons or anything. I'm like, I could keep going to the top, but with the gear I have and the conditions, it's probably not a good idea. So that's like probably one of the only mountains I've turned around on. Because like, yeah, Mount Washington's pretty sketchy at some points.
Gotcha.
It's got the highest recorded wind speed outside of a hurricane on Earth.
There you go.
It's like 200 something miles an hour.
How long was the drive to get there?
3 hours.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So that's not ideal, but at least it
No.
wasn't like super long.
I went back the next weekend and did it again. So
There you go.
get redemption.
I get that. Yeah, you gotta go back and get it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How, so, I'm trying to think. Okay, now I got it. Is it harder to go up a mountain or down a mountain? I've heard the descent is actually deceptively difficult.
It is, especially if you have bad knees. People with like bad knees or like that don't like impacts have a terrible time going down. My knees are good, like for now. I don't want to jinx it. The cartilage is still there, but I think going down is way easier than going up. It's a different like thing. It's like it feels like it takes longer to go down, honestly, just because like you want to get off the mountain. But going down is definitely easier most of the time.
Most of the time.
Unless it's super steep. If it's steep enough that you're using like an ice axe and crampons to go up, then going down takes a lot longer unless you like can belay down. But I've never belayed down.
Gotcha.
Like rappel.
Yes, yeah,
like-
yeah.
But I'd say going down's much easier.
Gotcha.
Hop, skip, and jump your way down.
Just roll down the hill.
Tuck and roll.
Oh, gosh. Hit a rock. Ugh,
But yeah, if you have
man.
bad knees, going down is going to be a lot harder for you.
Gotcha. What kind of like equipment would you specifically recommend? Like backpack? Like, is there a certain brand? REI is pretty good, but I don't know.
REI makes good stuff. If you go to their like stores in person, they have a lot of like all the bags. You can like try them on and stuff. It depends on what you're doing. Like if you're going like really fast and light, then I usually have like a little vest with like that holds like just a jacket and some other stuff.
It's like big pockets.
Yeah, essentially. And so that's really good for going super fast, running most of the time. Or you can get like a day bag, like Osprey. Osprey makes really good day bags. They also make like big packs, like 65 liter, 70 liter, etc. for like multiple day things. So Osprey makes really nice bags. But I would go and try them on at like an REI store and stuff like
Gotcha.
that.
What about like camera equipment? Like if you're taking pictures out there, like what kind? You just use your phone or?
Yeah, it depends. Depends how fast I want to go. If I'm like going super fast, I'll just bring my phone. Just like put it in the pocket, take pictures as I go. But if it's going to be like, if I'm sure it'll be like pretty scenic, then I'll bring the actual camera.
Gotcha.
I usually just put it around like my neck, like with a strap or like over my shoulder.
Gotcha. It would be like one of these cameras.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't get in the way or anything.
Yeah, if it gets in the way, I'll just put it back in like my bag, just
Okay.
squeeze it in there.
Gotcha.
But just one camera, one lens.
Okay. I was just thinking like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I should.
That's if you're going fast. If you're going slow, you might as well bring, whatever you think you
Whole
need.
professional setup.
Yeah, lighting, everything. But
yes.
if you have a big bag, you probably have space for the camera. I'd bring it.
Gotcha.
Because, depending on what it is, like Kilimanjaro, are you going to be back there again after you go this one time?
I didn't.
Like,
It was just
probably
someone
not in,
was
like,
like,
the
we
near
should go, and
future.
I was like, yeah, that actually sounds like a good idea.
So, that's something you definitely want to document then. So, like, a
Mhm.
phone will work, but, like, a camera might document it a little better, you know?
Gotcha. Use like those disposable cameras that you have to like, go to Walmart to get it processed.
Crank them along.
Yeah. Do they still have those? I'd imagine so.
I have no
but-
idea.
Do they still have VCRs? That's
Maybe.
great. Maybe. I actually had someone ask me that a few hours ago at work. They were like, "Do you like grow up watching VCR tapes?" Like, dude, how young do you think I am? Like, geez, Louise.
Yes.
Yes. Wait, you used to have VCRs when you were young, right? Okay,
Mhm.
so I know we're not that different, but
Having the whole drawer of VHS tapes, all the Disney movies on those.
good.
VCR from the camera. Oh,
Good.
digital is so much better.
I
Digital
agree.
is the move.
You don't have to rewind a DVD.
I
so-
know.
Well, at least to my knowledge.
Physical media that's even dying.
I know, right? Rip.
Stream it all.
I know like the PS4 that's coming out this year.
The PS5, yeah. They have like 2
I'm an
versions.
Idiot. I'm an idiot. I meant to say PS5. Just anyway, whatever. PS5 that's coming out this year. Go on. I just want to be very clear that I was correcting that.
They got the 2 versions, right? They have one with the disc and one without it.
Yes.
It's $100 cheaper if you don't have a disc.
Are you
slot.
PlayStation or Xbox? PC.
I am PC.
Okay, well,
but
if
I mean,
you had to go with a console, which would you go?
I like Xbox better, but I think I'd buy a PlayStation just for like some of the exclusives, like The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us.
Part 2? Have you
Both?
Played? You like the second one?
I did like the second one.
What made it good?
I like the story. It was so dark, but also like
freaking
good.
Emo. I will say, it
was good.
I did like The Last of Us Part 2. There was parts. Okay, spoiler alert. If you haven't played this game by now, you deserve to have it spoiled. So basically at the end, you've played it all through, so, right? Or did you just watch it online?
I've watched it through twice with different people.
Okay. So you haven't even played it through.
I don't have a PlayStation.
Oh my gosh. Can't even can you pirate? Whatever, anyway. So at the end, when she's Abby's up all tied up, whatever, and like Ellie's there, like she should just pull out her pistol and shot her. Like I'm like, cuts her down, and then she cuts down whatever anyway, that the kid, and then is like threatens to kill the kid if she doesn't fight her. I'm like, what are we doing here? She just killed her, especially how she lost her girlfriend or wife or whatever over it. It's like, I'm just saying, she should have just shot her.
But then she would have been like no better than like any of the other people.
Oh my gosh.
Revenge bad.
So because she didn't take vengeance on the one she actually set out to take, she kills all these people.
Well, she spent like the majority of like the game just going after Abby, and like she lost so much along the way.
And then
so like, was it really worth it? Like
that's why you got to finish the job. It's like you already
but would that have made like her satisfied? Probably not.
But I mean, she already got her 2 fingers bitten off. She can't play guitar anymore. Like I'd say she should have killed her. Whatever. We can.
Is that just because you hate Abby?
Nah, I mean, I will say whenever I was playing that section, at the end, whenever you're playing as Abby and you go against Ellie, I will admit I did jump out of cover and let her shoot me down. And I did play it on the hardest difficulty, so she like died right away. So it's like, all right, the game's over. It's like, nope, got to go back through. It's like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. That was an intense fight. It was, but
some good stuff. The gameplay's super smooth. It looks nice.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as people say it was.
Like with all like the SJW stuff and all.
Yeah, I didn't really like notice it as like going in. I was like, I figured it was gonna like cram it down our throats, and
I thought it was okay. Yeah, it could have been worse.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, you are right. It could have been worse. So I do agree there. I didn't feel like I got preached at, which was nice. So it's like, if you put it in there, you don't preach at me. And it's even if it was like right wing stuff, it's like I'm here to play a zombie game, not politics,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Overall, not bad.
What other games? What games do you normally play when you're on PC?
Mostly single player games, just because I like taking my own
solid choice. Yeah,
own time. Open world games like Far Cry.
Which one's the best Far Cry?
Probably 3.
3?
I love 3. 3's so good. 4 was decent. 5 was, I liked 5 a lot. New Dawn was it? Yeah, New Dawn.
I didn't play New Dawn.
It's basically like
I know
it's like
what
a reskin 5 with like new mechanics. They did a really good job. They kind of like fixed some of the stuff that didn't make sense in 5. Like it's a new system, like making weapons, tiers of enemies, etc. Yeah. But it's, if you get it cheap, definitely worth a playthrough.
All right. And you played through all of 5, right?
Yeah.
What did you choose at the end? So for those, we're talking video games here, so hopefully those who are listening have played video games. But basically at the end, Far Cry 5, you go around, take back all these territories from a cult, and then you face the father at the end. You can choose to walk away or like basically try to kill him or arrest him. What did you pick?
Whatever, the one where you end up in the bunker.
Okay, so I think that because I played that through not too long ago. That's where you try to kill him or whatever. So
I think so.
I
haven't played it
too. It's like I came all this way. It's the same thing with like Abby and Ellie. It's like I'm killing them. Like I'm not walking away.
Apparently, like the beginning of the game when you arrast them, you can like
yes, I do know this. You can just walk away.
You can just like if you just stay there for like 5 minutes, the game just ends.
I think because Ubisoft, I think they were probably trying to go for what they did in Far Cry 4. Whereas whenever you're in that
Oh, that
mansion.
too. If
Yep,
you just
with-
stay there and don't leave,
yeah,
the game
Pagan Min
ends.
will just come back. He's like, all right, Ajay, actually, I like you. We're actually like, it's like the one game where the antagonist is like actually the good guy, at least in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that one. All right, what else we got here?
Multiplayer, Modern Warfare. That was super fun. I haven't played that in a while, but
Are we talking like the OG 2007 Modern Warfare or like the one that just came out last year?
the one that came out last year.
That was a solid one.
It's a good game. Yeah, mostly single player stuff just because it's hard to find time when everyone's like available.
It's true, yeah. And I don't know if you ever find yourself working a night shift job, but if you do, it doesn't get easier from there. But yeah, no, and plus like single player, like multiplayer games stress me out. Like I'll
yeah.
play Warzone and like my hands will start sweating. Not because I'm like, I don't know. It's just like an intensity. Like I have to win. Like this. I guess I probably shouldn't take video games personally, but I don't know.
That's why I like open world games. Like
Yeah,
you can
just
go
chill.
go ham for a little bit and then just
Yeah.
chill.
I know
right
I'll
on.
win the fight. Like I can start some crap in town and I'll win. You know.
It'll all work out.
Yep. Yeah, usually me, like, one game I'll play just to kind of, like, sit there. I'll put some music on, and it'll be, like, my meditating session, if you will. So I'll just put in Grand Theft Auto because I can play that
Just
without
drive around.
thought.
Be a taxi driver or something.
I mean, I don't know if I call myself a taxi driver, but, yeah.
Oh, you can be a taxi driver.
You can, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like just going, or do you just go around on like a rampage while
Pretty
just
much
chilling?
that.
Put in lo-fi hip-hop beats in your ears and then just go on a rampage in
Pretty
GTA.
much. Yep, going to the strip club, pull out a minigun, just, like... And I know it's crazy. Like, I played it in front of, like, a group of girls, and, like, I did that. And they were all, like, huge fans of it. It's like, they're all dirty. I was like, kill them all. And then, like, one of my friends, like, was playing, like, threw a grenade at a dog and killed him. They're like, what the heck? It's so funny. So it's crazy the things people get behind. All right. So, building a PC, because we're talking about games. I'm looking into that right now.
Mhm.
So, to me... My understanding is I think there's 5 parts that you need. You need your motherboard, a good CPU, storage like SSD or HDD, whatever, RAM, kind of a power supply, and a case. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 things. My bad. I don't know how to count.
And then you pretty much need a GPU, like a graphics card.
Oh, that's what I was. I'm actually.
Because some motherboards have like an HDMI or something built in, so you can like see what you're actually doing. But
probably should get a
graphics card because that's kind of the way to do it.
Yeah.
Motherboards really aren't meant to have anything played off of them besides like all your I/O, your USBs, your Ethernets, your audio, etc.
All that, yeah.
But that's basically it. It's just Legos. Make sure the parts work together and then put them all together and turn it on.
Is there a certain order in which you would buy the parts? Right now, I've already got my eyes on a CPU. Ryzen or Intel? That's the...
It's whatever has the best features for your budget.
Okay. I got my eyes
people
on...
are pretty mad about... Well, people are pretty loyal to both. I'm an Intel man, but Ryzen's... They make good products. Their CPUs are kind of like unbeatable. They have good speeds, high core counts.
Yeah. I had my eyes on the Ryzen one. I was like, oof.
Yeah.
Like, it looks...
It's good. They're all like
not even gonna fight me. I'm like, Intel's the best.
You can't go wrong building it. It's a great time to build a PC, and like with the new graphics cards coming out, like, well, I mean, Nvidia just dropped their 3000 series cards, which are insane.
They are. How much were they? Or 3,000? I'm sorry, my mind went straight to
series.
money. Like $3,000. I was like, dang.
I think the 3080 is 700 something, and then 3070 is going to be like 500 and 3090 is like 1500 or something. Either way though, I think the 3070 is as much as like a 2080 Ti right now. So like they just like completely made their old cards almost obsolete for like a fraction of the price. And then I think AMD's dropping new cards soon. I'm not sure. It's like Navi or something like that.
Because I kind of messaged you a while back, like, hey, like, what's your suggestions? I was thinking, like, okay, maybe I should wait until the next product line drops.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now's a great time. You can even pick up older generation cards for, like, that are still super capable for a lot cheaper. Like, the day I think they dropped 3000 series cards, like, people were selling their cards super
Left and
cheap.
right, yeah.
It was pretty insane.
That's the thing. It's like once that drops, like I could just get an older one. Well, on Prime Day's coming up on October 13th,
That
so
too.
you know, just like, should I wait until then? Because Amazon, you just buy stuff off there.
'Cause I don't know. You can't even get those cards right now. They're all sold out. They were like sold out as soon as they dropped.
I
Like
know,
all those
right?
things.
Supply and demand.
It's a good time to build a PC. All the components are
Yeah.
very good and pretty affordable.
Yeah. It's all that quarantine stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha. There's like whenever, so in the mindset of building it, like, is there a certain order that you would think to build? And like, okay, like, I got my CPU first, but wait, my motherboard, because I think certain motherboards, you can only insert certain types. Like, that was kind of what I was just YouTubing, it seemed.
So, yeah, each motherboard can only have like each motherboard is made for that type of chip.
Mm-hmm.
So like your CPU will only fit in one like model of motherboard. So like there's like all the manufacturers will make like different types of that motherboard, but like that specific socket goes to like that CPU.
Gotcha. So motherboards, it's
Like-
only a matter of like the sockets. So there's not a
Yeah.
motherboard like, oh, this one's the stuff goes
There's-
faster through
There's
it.
like tiny features like different amounts of like PCIe slots for like more graphics cards, more like little like M.2 SSDs, random other features, but largely they're all the same.
Gotcha. So I'd probably just look at the motherboard last once I know all of everything else. Like,
Once
okay, that plugs this
Basically
in.
the right socket, good reviews, decent price.
Gotcha.
They're pretty similar.
Have you ever switched out the parts for a newer one in yours?
Mhm. Yeah.
What's the duration usually you got there? Like a few years?
Oh,
or-
at least. I mean, I've been running my CPU in the same motherboard since I built my PC in end of 2016.
Mm.
Yeah, it's still running strong. I've swapped out a few parts. I think like I've added some RAM. I changed the graphics card earlier this summer, and then I've like added hard drives. But like the core components, CPU, motherboard, RAM, power supply, same.
How much RAM do you have on yours? I was between 16 and 32. Like, I don't know.
If you're 16's probably enough. If you
Enough.
have money, 32. I got a good deal on RAM, so and it's older RAM, so I have 64 now for no reason. There's no benefit to having that. 16 is plenty. 32 is really only need if you do a ton of like media stuff. So like maybe you're like running Photoshop, Premiere, and like After Effects all at the same time, and that way RAM. Or if you're doing like maybe like 3D modeling or rendering some stuff, but 16's enough.
16 is enough. Okay.
Yeah, 16's ample. You could probably get away with 8, but I don't know about today's world.
I'm not gonna try it. I was gonna at least go 16, but
I mean, 16 gigs of RAM, you can run like 3 Chrome tabs at the same time, I think.
what are on those tabs? Jeez Louise.
Chrome just uses tons of RAM. I don't know. There's no good reason for
I
it.
don't know why. Yeah, no, sometimes I'll check. I'll be like, so what's my computer run right now? I think it's Shift, Control, Escape, or whatever, like where you can like hit that and it, like
for
comes
Task
up.
Manager?
Yeah, Task Manager. Yeah, and it's like, oh wow, like I'll do so I use all the free programs. I don't use your Adobe stuff that costs lots of money. So I put my shortcut, not because I can't afford it. I'm cheap like
I
that.
don't pay for it. Don't tell anyone, but
Well, college student, you might as well utilize
know.
that. That's the thing. I didn't utilize a lot of the college. I should just tell. I still have my student ID. I actually, after I graduated, I remember going to the movies like December 2019. After I graduated,
Still using
I used
it?
my student ID. I still look young. I feel like I could walk into a college class. Maybe not now because of COVID, but before maybe if I shaved my beard for sure. I feel like I can walk into a place and that still pass as a young kid.
you're an Amazon guy. How long does Student Prime last? Does it like, did I put in my graduation date like when I got Student Prime, or can I keep Student Prime for like after I graduate?
You can keep it after. I think mine just expired like a month ago, and I put it in April before I graduated because it's like, oh well, I was just kind of milking off of other people's Prime, and it's like, I just wanted to get my own. It's like so.
So I'm trying to keep that. That's 50% off. I like that. Having Prime is so nice.
It's very nice. Yes, I mean it's not that expensive, but
Yeah, but it's like another $60 a year. $60
true.
versus what, 120, something like that.
it's true. It adds up. It really does. Well, yeah, and plus for me, Prime is more of a like.
Do you get free Prime?
No, gosh, I can't tell how much. So when I tell people that I work at Amazon, the 2 questions I get are, do you get free Prime, and I have this package that I ordered. Can you tell me where
is
it's
it?
at? It's like, I don't even know where. Like, literally, I ordered a package.
Everything's barcode. It's all in the system.
Yeah, like, I can tell if it's in the fulfillment center. Like, I got FC Research. I can tell where it's at in the fulfillment center and where, like, who's touched it. So, like, if someone steals something, I can see where it was at the station, who had it last, and, like, we can basically nail them, like, right away. I mean, I don't do it. I, like, put that on someone, like, another department.
Pass it out of security or something.
Yeah, I don't accuse people of stealing. That could go bad really quickly. But anyway, point is, like, I can see where it is in the fulfillment center. But once it's out, like, I don't know. I'm the other day, so I ordered a like one of those taser flashlights, because why not, you know?
They're fun to surprise friends with.
I know, right? But it was late, and I was just like, I'm a manager at Amazon.
Where is
I
it?
need my package now. Like, I should get priority, but they don't even, like, there's a guy who works on maintenance. Like, I ordered this cologne like 3 months ago, and I still haven't gotten it. It's like, you work at Amazon. Shouldn't you get it already? He's like, I know, right? So with the student Prime, it's probably about, for me, it was like a year after or so. I don't know. The months, as weird as it sounds, the months have all kind of blended together. Like, I'll be talking to somebody, like, that thing that happened a week ago. It's like, wait, that was 3 months ago. It's like, oh
weird.
My gosh.
See those posts on the internet. It's like, this happened 3 years ago, 2 years ago. You're like, wow.
Oh my
Really?
gosh, yes. The ones that get me are from high school, where it's like 6-7 years. I'm like, what?
It's a long time. I know.
What?
I'm a senior in college, and it's like freshman year is, 7 years ago or something like that?
Yeah.
It's wild.
And it's weird, too, for me. Like, I'll come here, and it's like, I don't recognize half the people, which is good. Like, I'm glad that people are fleshing out. But also, like, I don't know. It's like, it's not going to be long before. Like, it was weird when everybody I went to high school wasn't there anymore. It's like, now soon it's going to be college. Like,
I feel that.
that's a weird feeling.
You see, like, I was just over in the E&S there, and I see freshmen building their cardboard canoes. I was like,
oh, it's that time of year again.
Except they're not having, like, the big event. I think they're just going to race them without all the publicity or something. Probably just live stream it.
They're going to have all the canoes 6 feet apart. They're going to have to wear a mask when they go out in the water.
You get in the water, start waterboarding yourself.
Basically.
I can see nothing going wrong with that.
That makes one of us.
But yeah, kids building their canoes.
Oh my goodness, that's great. That's great. Would you say, so I guess the last question I got on the computers, like, what would you say, I don't know, I'm sure you've talked to other people who built computers, and I guess even myself. So what would you say is maybe like an overestimation people might make? I mean, you said just building Legos, but somewhere people go and they're like, oh, like, I feel so techie or whatever. It's like, chill out. You're like, just building Legos. Like, are there certain things, I don't know, I just feel like asking this, like certain overestimations someone might make going into it, or underestimations even?
I mean, it's way easier than you think. Like, once you, like, it's pretty nerve-wracking the first time you do it.
What if
like,
I
I
mess
just
up the thermal
literally
paste?
just have like a YouTube. I had a YouTube tutorial open while I built my computer, and it
That's
took like 6 or 7 hours. But then, like, now I'm like, I could build this whole PC in like 45 minutes, probably faster, because like,
How many have you built? 2?
one. Well, no,
Just one?
just I've only had one computer, and I just
So you can do it in 45 minutes, but you haven't proven it. Never mind. I'll let
I mean,
you,
'cause, like,
I'll
I-
let you have your exaggeration.
I could if I took all the pieces apart, I could do it in 45 minutes. No joke.
I'm tempted to be like, build mine in 45 minutes. I want to see if you can do it.
Well, because you'll probably take it apart a few times, like over time, to either replace parts, clean it out, take them apart, dust them off, make sure no dust is getting in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and like, the first time is like tricky, but after that, you'll be like, oh, it's not as hard as it looks.
Gotcha.
But underestimations,
The thermal paste? I don't know why that's the one part I'm like, I'm going to mess this up. I don't know how.
I think you just put a little dollop on there and just
Dollop. Ugh.
squish it down there.
Gross.
A dollop of like sour cream. What's wrong with the word dollop?
I don't know. I just know someone that hates the word dollop, so it just made me think, ew.
There are worse words.
Moist.
Chunky.
Chunky? You don't like the word chunky?
I do like the word chunky, but combined, they're not so great.
What about chonky?
Chonky.
Chonky. I think there's like an Instagram.
dog,
Yeah,
chonky
animals
dogs.
or something.
Dude, some of those people just need to stop feeding their animals so much.
But then they won't be as cute.
Yeah, but they're gonna die in like they're gonna die like 5 years early because they're too fat.
What's better, $1 or 100 pennies? I would say $1. So having one
$1.
good year with your dog versus 100 terrible years.
All right.
You're not even gonna humor that. Okay. All right, whatever. We'll change the subject.
Fat dogs.
Fat dogs, chonky dogs. I have a guest question here. I was trying to see if I could naturally segue into this, but none of my natural segues even worked when I was thinking of them in the moment. So this one's from Dawson Block.
Hey, Dawson.
He's asking, what a man, right? And he's asking, was it worth it to quit track? I didn't even know you weren't on the team until I saw that, but it's been so long.
No, yeah, I stopped. I mean, I guess when you stopped, when you guys graduated.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No,
I just did my first 2 years. Well, because
I didn't even know that.
I mean,
I'm a terrible friend.
It's all right. Freshman and sophomore year, I was doing track, I was doing engineering, and I was doing like Army ROTC, which
had a lot on your plate. Yeah,
it's
I didn't see you at practice very often.
That's the thing, because like first it's like the ROTC stuff, so like you can't like skip that very much because I mean they're paying for your school.
No,
you're kind of obligated to do that. You sign a contract, and then after that comes like you schedule the engineering labs and such around that because there's always labs for engineering.
They give you priority scheduling for ROTC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ROTC, and then you do all your engineering labs, and then after that, then it's like, okay, with whatever free time I have left, now I'll do track practice, etc. Which there wasn't a lot of time. There's a lot of days where it'd be like I'd come like super late or like have to do it like on my own.
You have to do it at like 11 at night or something.
And it's like
those are fun.
Yeah. And it like if you're super good at track, then like you could probably do it all alone, and it's like you're just like a beast. But like
welcome to the peasant.
Yeah.
Come on, plebeian.
If you're just a normal like decent track guy, I mean it's like working out alone is okay a couple times, but like consistently it's not. It's hard to stay motivated, you know? You want to hang out, like work out with the boys, with your group. And so, yeah. That was tricky. It was somewhat manageable freshman, sophomore year. But then junior year, ROTC really starts picking up because you're like leading a lot of things, whereas your first and second year, you're kind of just going along with it. You're not doing much. Your third year, though, really picks up. And then engineering junior year also really picks up with there's a lot more long and large labs, ones that like you have like lab reports that are anywhere from like 40 to over 100 pages that are just ridiculously long and boring, but you have to get those done. And so combine that with track, it's like I'm kind of just half-assing all three things, so there's no point in doing that, and track isn't like giving me money for college, and like it's fun, but I'm not enjoying it as much anymore because like
that's fair.
I can't put in the time I want to, and therefore I'm not performing as like well as I want to. And so that kind of like made me think I should probably drop track. So
that's fair.
And a junior, and then also like all the people I hung out with pretty much graduated. So like you, Andre, Josh,
the fun ones, right?
Yeah. Isaac LaCroix, Sam Harper.
Yep.
Everyone like
they're a good time.
Left, and it was like because it was like the distribution amongst grades was pretty like uneven. Like there was a lot of like it was like every other year there's like a big like group of people. So then like after like the seniors graduated, then there was like a few juniors, a bunch of sophomores, and like a few freshmen.
Yep.
So it was like it was just me and Dawson left in middle distance.
Yeah.
And like I was already missing a lot, so it was.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy
everything
too.
was
yeah.
kind of pointing to that to leave.
Yeah, and when even like my class, we had a lot of people. Then the next year, like I think it was like because COVID happened, and I was like, oh, like the poor seniors. Like it was like, how many seniors did they have? It's like crosshead. There's like girls had some. It was like guys. It's like I think Caleb Carrico was the only senior. Like, or there might have been another one.
There was not a lot.
I was just like, dang, there's like nobody.
Yeah.
Like, well.
So it was just a bunch of factors that was like. It's
once I graduated, the team wasn't even worth being on anymore.
It's true.
It's true, yeah. No.
Yeah. So just a lot of things. Time, people, everything.
Yeah. That's fair, yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed my 2 years on the team. It was a good time.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you got a bunch of other commitments. I mean, as the saying goes, you can do anything, but you can't do everything, and sometimes one of the best realizations in life is not knowing what you can do but what you can't do and what you would better utilize your time might as well. As I said, it's better to have $1 than 100 pennies. So
Yes.
that makes sense.
I mean, it goes for hobbies too. I'm always picking up new hobbies and then like not like going very far with them, and then like I've really tried to like narrow it down to like a few, like photography. Like I've tried to stick with that, because then like if you like spend a bunch of money and then you don't do anything with it, it's like,
What was the point of that?
yeah. So like
Photography. That's like where I'll see pictures where you like have like the candle or whatever, the smoke or whatever.
Oh, smoke
I feel
bombs
like
and
I've
stuff.
seen the smoke bombs
Yeah.
or whatever.
smoke bombs are always fun to
It's
play
like,
with.
watch out for this guy. He's gonna burn the building down.
My fire shenanigans have been stepped down these past few years. Just
You're getting
I'm
weak,
good.
man. Old
no,
man over here.
I'm a good role model now.
No, you're not. None of us are.
I'm a better role model.
Now, okay, I'll give you that.
Something
Yeah.
about freshmen and looking up to seniors.
Do they really do that though? I don't know.
I mean, probably not consciously, but
Yeah, depends on
definitely
the
happens.
senior.
yeah. So we're good boys now. Well,
There you go. If the thing is even if you're not someone to look up to, you can still be the excuse for other people's poor behavior. So maybe
Yeah.
that's what you're going for, right?
I'm,
Like he did it, so
I'm trying to be not a negative influence.
good luck with that. I'm still trying. All right. Well, I got one more fun track question, and then I think we'll wrap this up. Kind of been talking for a little bit. Okay. So going to a track meet. Let's pretend you're still on the team. Convince a non-runner to come to a track meet.
Oh,
Oh God,
Uh,
I can't.
it's like it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna show up and watch people run around.
Throw stuff and jump. But you gotta. It's like this "sell me this pen" kind of argument. Like you can't really do it because I don't even want the pen to begin with. But
People you know are gonna be doing their thing, doing the
Oh.
thing they love. It's hard to convince. I mean, not many people show up to track meets unless you're a family member, you're a close friend, or you just like really love track.
Well, believe it or not, I remember years ago talking to like the athletic director here, just kind of higher up in the athletics, and I asked him, like, so dude, like in terms of attendance, like track meets and others, like how isn't there like actually, believe it or not, like our track meets have the higher amount of attendance, but we only have like 1 or 2 home meets. So whereas the others we have like more home games and stuff. It's like that would make sense. So at least in college, it's like, all right, we got like 1 home meet, you know.
I guess if there's
Only time.
when there's not like a lot, I think people do show up, especially like when it's here. You just like walk down the street and you can
Yeah.
see your
My
friend
friend's
do
running
this.
at this time.
I'm
I'll
gonna show up
and
then.
leave.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, honestly, not that I mean, it's nice to have a crowd, but I don't know about you, but I'm just like, you know, like if people come, they come. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose or win no matter what the same, you know.
Yeah. Track's a very unique sport.
Yeah, it really is. I'll just say God's watching. That's the audience I'm running for, right?
There you go.
There you go.
Olympics coming up next year, right?
Oh, they're
reschedule.
doing that.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
2021.
And again, are they still doing commencement next year?
Ooh.
Oof.
I don't know.
They're not doing spring break. I heard that
No,
recently.
that happened Friday. So yeah,
don't
Friday.
know.
I think they cut it, and we're starting the 19th of January. So we have like 2 months off this year. So like we
That's-
end Thanksgiving and we go back middle to end of January.
That's
It's a long time off.
a horror. I don't know if
And
that'll be good or bad.
No breaks.
I wish you the best of luck with that, especially
Tim-
no spring break. That was like my favorite break, but I
Spring
mean,
break, yeah.
not even just 'cause I didn't really do fun things. It was just kind of nice to have that in the middle. But you know,
Little breather.
Yeah, it's freaking
Well-
COVID ruins everything.
We'll see. I mean, that's like made things very difficult for a lot of things. Just like compressed time frame, both for like ROTC, like planning all the training, that's gotten squished down,
Mm-hmm.
and then like this plane, we have to build this plane in like a lot less time. Yeah.
It's all fake, am I right? November 4th, they'll give you your spring break back, right?
Who knows?
That's
Everything's weird. I mean, people canceled the fall semester back in like April. Like
I know, right?
what was it? BU and like some other schools. Probably I think a lot of the Ivy Leagues did that too. It was just like
All online.
yeah, and they were like, yeah, fall semester's gone. It's like it's April. We haven't finished the spring semester yet.
Yeah,
But I mean,
don't wanna
here
get
it's it's just kind of hybrid right now. So like people go in and out of quarantine. Everything's like both in class and on Zoom. It's Zoom stock's probably doing good. I don't know.
I don't know. Let's
Give it a
see.
look.
Are they a corporation or are they an LLC?
Oh, I have no idea.
Zoom
I know
stock.
Chegg did well for quite a bit. I
bet.
don't know how they are now.
Zoom stock is at $496.50. Not bad. Let's see the 6
Yeah,
month
what's that?
trend. Oh, yeah, it spiked. In April is at 156,
Well then.
and then actually it didn't spike until so August 31st it was at 325. September 1st it spiked to 457, and then it's
I
been.
wonder if that's when a lot of the school announcements, they're like, so actually, we're not going back to school.
Yeah.
We're going to do it on Zoom, where
Yeah.
all the professors are very smart but technologically challenged.
Oh my goodness, you ain't a kid. When even like I don't know, not to beat my own company's chest. I love my company that I work for. You know, gotta represent. But like even their stock, like I think let's see.
It's been going up a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Since COVID.
Yep. So I'm looking at this 5-year trend. December 4th, 2015, the stock was at $672. Do you know where it's at now?
More.
Have you heard? Yeah,
I know it's a lot.
$3,095.
Jeez.
Yep. Oh, I don't know. Let's just say I'm very happy about it.
Jeff is swimming in money. Lex Luthor is up there.
Oh my goodness. I heard these protesters put like a freaking guillotine outside of his house.
What is-
I'm
what
like, why?
What does that do?
I mean,
What?
I guess I can guess, but I don't know. Uncle Jeff, they're bashing on my boss, I guess. I'm like, can't have that. Not that I really think about that at work. I'm just like, let's just get this stuff out the door. I'm gonna go home.
Let me pass these packages off. People need their whatever they're buying.
There's some weird stuff that goes through there. Some regular stuff, but I'll just be
Lots
walking.
of random things.
I'll just be walking down the line. Associates will be like, I had this one associate like, I don't know if because we have this envelope sign. We'll put in the envelope. It's like, I don't know if I should put this in envelope. Like, won't they be able to feel in it? And it was like, giant black dildo. I was like, you know what? If they're sick enough to order it, then you know what? Just
They
put
deserve it.
Yeah, just put it in the envelope and get it out of here. Like, we're here to sell stuff, not be concerned or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's probably just random
Not
stuff.
my problem.
You know, just like whatever. And just pack out 200 some units an hour and we're good to go. Or whatever, depending on the line.
Is the warehouse like always going? Like all night long? All day, all night?
24/7, yeah,
Really?
pretty much, yeah. So my shift is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 6:15 or p.m. to 6:45 a.m.
Really?
Yep, but it's only 3 nights. So, well, at least until Prime Day comes up, where it's probably going to be 5/12s. But, you know, it's nice because it's like on my days on, like I'm really focused. So the fact that we kind of messaged a little bit about this on my days on is kind of, it's usually the exception, not the rule. I'm like, I kind of block everything else out usually. But on my days off, I'm like, the fact that I can drive to Cedarville and talk to you right now, and like, it's very flexible. So, but I don't know. It's been a good job, but they're always running that fulfillment center 24/7. There's 4 shifts. There's like front half days, front half nights, back half nights, back half days. I'm back half nights, if you will. So
Does that pay more? Just because it's like it's a graveyard-ish?
if you are an associate who makes an hourly wage, there is a shift differential because technically we are 3/12s, which is 36 hours. The others are 4/10s, so 40 hours. But you also have to keep in mind, it's the weekend. Like, it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday during the middle of the night. Like, they're not the most ideal hours. Let's just put it that way. So, you know, you're working on your weekend. They just kind of give it. It's like a couple extra dollars. It's not like a whole lot, but it makes it. It's enough to where it evens out with the rest. So, so there is for them, but not for me because I'm technically salaried. So I was like, whatever that means. Just like, gotta be kidding. But what's crazy is when COVID first broke out, I'm pretty sure my associates, like, if they worked overtime, I'm pretty sure some of them made more than I did during that time. Because it's like,
probably. Yeah.
whenever COVID first broke out, they had a pay raise. They paid them, like, I think it was like a couple extra bucks an hour. Then if you came in for overtime, it was, so overtime is traditionally time and a half, but it was times 2. So I was like,
It's a lot of money.
especially if you were one of my PAs, like one of them was taking home like $2,000 like every pay period is like, it's like, dang, like, it's like I should step down and become a PA. Like,
Just until the wages change again.
I know, right? I was like, actually, I'd rather be the boss, but still, like, I was like, dang, like that was. It's like, and they have the audacity to complain about things. I was like, you people have it so good. I should just write you up for the most petty stuff.
I mean, the beginning of Corona was pretty wild.
Oh my goodness, it was crazy.
Any of your people peeing in water bottles? That was an Amazon thing, right?
Oh
Overworked
my
people.
gosh. People talk so much crap. No, I'm actually pretty lenient on the restroom thing, so people are always complaining about things. So here's the thing with the media, and this isn't just me defending the company. This is like what I've noticed.
They find one instance and they
Oh my gosh,
harp on it.
yes. So we'll have, I believe the building, we have at least a couple thousand. It's like 3,000 to 5,000 associates, I believe, in the building, like overall. 3 of them stand outside with picket signs like Jeff Bezos sucks, this company's taking advantage of us, blah, blah, blah. 3 people. Media focuses on that.
Everyone thinks this.
Everybody else is just walking by like, I don't care, like, okay. And it's like, there was an uproar and protests at the Amazon where all these workers are on strike. It's horrible. It's like 3 people. I mean, I can't speak, like, I know there was an issue where, like, a PA, or they call it an assistant manager. PA is process assistant, so that's like an assistant manager from PIC got fired because of reasons. It was, like, some up in New York. They, some with, like, COVID, or they were complaining about things, and then they came in sick, and then they fired them. That was my understanding. I probably shouldn't speak too much because of the legal stuff, but... But
my opinions do not represent the.
Yeah, I should probably put a disclaimer in there. But who's gonna listen to this, right? I don't know. I'll probably have some associate. I already have some managers. They're like, so when am I gonna be on your podcast? I was like, I don't know. If you do X, Y, and Z for me, sure. But yeah, just like certain small things like that. But I mean, whenever your stock was $3,000, they're gonna be looking for stuff. And I mean, I don't blame them. Like.
Yeah.
The media, if they can find some, put the company's name in there. It's like they were abusing their workers. It's like I could go on things that people get away with, and it's like because like for me to write someone up, HR has to approve it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll submit write-ups, and then they don't get approved. It's like this person was off task for like an hour, and you're gonna tell me that doesn't get approved? It's like, are you kidding me? So that's my rant of like. It's actually not that bad. And even for management, like the fact that I can go in 3 nights and they leave me alone on my days off. Like I have associates that used to be managers at Walmart, and they're like, yeah, I was 5/12s, and then even on my days off, my phone would be blowing up. It's like, I'm very grateful for my job. So, and I think I even probably make more than what they made. So it's like, that's,
it's a good deal.
Yes, it's one of those, just let them say what they want, but, that's just me kind of defending my company right now, I guess. Represent. But yeah, we've been going for a while, Chris. So I wasn't expecting to go on about my company. So to wrap this up, so if you have one final piece of advice you'd like to share with our audience today, whether that be from our discussion or maybe just life in general, what would it be?
Go outside, take a hike.
Take a hike.
Take a hike. I would say climb a mountain. Mountains are very nice. At least one mountain. Like, I only started hiking probably like sophomore year of high school. Like I never hiked a mountain before that, and then like we hiked one as like a family, I think, one time, and then like one with friends. And I was like, you know what? This is was good stuff. I enjoy this, and then it just keeps ramping up from there. More trips, more adventures. Road trips associated with that. So like, I mean, I guess just doing something new, but mountains definitely worth a try if you're around a mountain. If you're in Ohio, it's a little rough, but
there's the Indian Mound over
yeah,
there.
yeah, you can climb up that.
Or northeast Ohio, we have the in Summit County, it's the Cuyahoga Valley National Park.
That's an interesting place. They got a nice waterfall there. There's some pretty things.
Yeah.
Hawking Hills. It's a good
There
place
you
in
go.
Ohio. That's
Yeah.
always fun.
Lake Erie.
Like, yeah, tons of fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very insightful. Hey,
Nothing deep.
take a hike, go live life. They say to travel, especially when you're young. So
That's what I would try and do.
Take a hike.
Road trips, etc.
There you go. All right. If you have any additional shout-outs you'd like to give to anybody in particular, say, hey, shout out to my boy or girl this.
Nah. Nothing.
Bruh.
Shout out to Bobby.
Nobody else?
Just Bobby Tawning.
Not all the other people ask questions? Just kidding. All right. I'm just busting your balls, that's all. All right, yep. Thank you, sir. Appreciate having you here, Chris. It was great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was like, I don't know. Your face was like, I don't know what to say. It was like, yeah, thanks
I
for
don't know if you
being
were going to pause or not. All right. But
Yeah.
it's a good time. Never done something like this.
There you go. Glad to have you here.
It's a new experience.
There you go. Experience life. Take a hike. And thank you, my audience, for listening in. It's great having you here as well. And, well, like always, have a nice day.